Guys, welcome back to the channel. We've been gone for a few weeks. I know. We apologize. We haven't put up a video in like three and a half weeks. As you guys know, we launched our intercooler kits and inlet kits for the RS3, and I don't know what to say. They've been doing so well, thanks to all you guys. All we've been doing is just busy boxing them up, shipping them out, which, by the way, we're sold out. We sold out literally in about two and a half weeks. And we've just been busy putting together the wide body. Stav still has his car outside my garage. We're getting ready to pull his car in, pull the motor, put his built motor together and put it in there. But I finally got my wide body back together. Now, as you guys know, for those of you guys that follow us on Instagram, two things happened with this car. We kind of jerry-rigged the car together to go on the dyno the first time. If you guys remember from our dyno video, we had a couple coolant lines pop off. That wasn't cool. A lot of coolant was everywhere. The shop owner wasn't really that happy, and we sprayed coolant all over their dyno. We had to clean it up, and it was a bit of an embarrassment, you know, to take a car over there. We thought that was ready, and it was ready by all means. It made 754 wheel until it ran out of fuel pump, but you know, we took this time to kind of really redo a few things. So swapped out the turbo, which started to kind of smoke a little and leak a little bit of coolant inside the exhaust and smoke out the back. So we swapped it out with a brand new snail, replaced several lines, and then Stav, which I'm not really too big on this, and I don't know how you guys are. Stav really pushed me to get things powder coated and ceramic coated. I usually just rattle can stuff. There's nothing wrong with rattle canning. I've been doing it for the past 10-15 years. But Stav says I should, you know, while the car was down, I should probably spend the extra coin, which really wasn't even that bad. It was a few $100 to get the exhaust manifold ceramic coated. And I did it, of course, you know, in the rarest color ever, silver. I did the turbo housing. We still threw the turbo blanket back on. I didn't do the downpipe just because putting it in and out would damage it and scrape the coatings. So I didn't want to waste the coatings on the downpipe. Didn't do the gates either, which I think is kind of cool. It's like a cool contrast, like a bronze to the silver, and then with the black caps kind of match everything else. And then on the cold side, did the turbo in a silver flake, valve cover in a silver flake, and then the intake manifold in a silver flake. And of course I forgot the dump pipes are also the ceramic silver. And it really, if you guys, you know, I'll show you guys a quick picture of how the bay used to look. Huge difference. You know, the intake manifold was like rattle canned, like wrinkled black. Now we did, you know, these kind of cool fittings on here for the boost, for the vacuum and boost taps. I even left some of the bronze ones in the backs for some contrast, but I think the car really looks proper now in terms of the engine bay. Obviously, there's still room for improvement here. I even redid the catch can lines. I didn't do these stainless yet, but now that I had these kind of made to fit, I can take these off and have them redone, and I'll probably do these in stainless just because they're over the exhaust instead of the nylon. We'll see how long the nylon holds, but guys, it's time for the first start. I got the car ready like around 1 o'clock in the morning last night, and I couldn't put it on Instagram. You know, are we waking our neighbors? And I completely forgot that my neighbor across the street has 2 young children that sleep in the outer bedroom right in the front, and I didn't want to be that guy at 1 o'clock in the morning to start her up and start revving. So graciously waited to about 7-8 o'clock in the morning now. It's Wednesday, you know, wide body Wednesday. So I think it's time we start her. Check for leaks. Hopefully she doesn't have any leaks. The lines have all been redone. I still have more coolant lines, like the hard lines, the larger lines to redo, but turbo coolant lines, lines that go up to the engine have pretty much been redone. A lot of them are professionally crimped now. I'll show you guys an example of that. Anyway, guys, without further ado, enough of me talking. I really want to show you guys. Let's do the first start, and I'll do it here with you guys. Hopefully I have no leaks and no issues. I ran out of actual vacuum tubing for the wastegate lines in order for the control. So I had to, when I was removing it, when we took apart the car a few weeks ago, let's just say I cut too many instead of just removing it as an entire assembly. So this is my MAC valve, boost solenoid valve. We're gonna go get some vacuum tubing, and we'll make the wastegate lines, which should take about 20 minutes to the MAC valve so we can have boost control. So right now, we won't even be running on wastegate spring pressure because actually, maybe I can put one, but there's no reference line going up. So we'll just drive, as long as we don't have no leaks, I'll drive the car over to either AutoZone or Pep Boys. We'll pick up some vacuum tubing, we'll rev her out a little bit, and then drive her back and then finish up the wastegate lines. But guys, let's just kick it off. Welcome back to the channel. I'm George, this is Malaka Motorsports. This is my wide body B5 VR6 swap car. Still a long way to go, but she's back. I'm planning to take her to Summerfest at 034 Motorsports up in Fremont in the next week or two. And then RS3, for those of you guys that are curious, that's going for a build, so I'm really excited about that. So Stav's putting his built motor together. I'm going to be building the bottom end with the RS3 with Hank over at his team at Iris Motorsports. And my wide body now is back together. And then we're going to take it for dyno tuning. As long as she doesn't leak in the next couple of weeks, I'll call up Turbo Joe and we'll hit the dyno again and really try to make some more power. I think, what are you guys guessing? 750 now we're at with more fueling. Maybe 850, 900, 950 wheel, as long as the motor holds up. Anyway, guys, let's go to this first start. Let's kick off this video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We got a lot of videos coming your way. The summer race season is just kicking off for us, so let's have some fun. Let's see what happens, hopefully. No leaks, no issues. The car's been great. In a week from now, we're going to be in Fremont visiting 034 Motorsports' Summerfest event. I'm going to be driving mine all the way out there because mine is the only one currently on full flex, so I can throw 91 in there and not have to worry about the 85 going all the way out there. And I think we're going to trailer Stavs out there because he's just running fully 85 for the moment. But to give you an update, guys, to bring you guys back up to speed, as you guys know, the body of the car isn't exactly perfect. I purchased the car, I had a lot of rust everywhere. Local friend of ours that owns a company called AV Dustless Blasting. I had the bottom blasted and all the rust kind of broken off, but the rest of the chassis kind of suffered a lot of rust and paint issues. The old front bumper is there, and it suffered just a lot of damage, carnage. Cracking there in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see it. I had it blasted, but I didn't really like the condition of it, so we reached out to Euroswap Garage. Greg ended up having one of the last in Europe OEM RS4 bumpers in stock, so I ended up picking up a bumper from him. But going back to the body, previous owner had a clear bra, and the paint's not in the best condition, so a lot of it's chipping. So I ended up peeling the clear bra, and it took off a lot of the paint on the fender. And the rest of the paint isn't crazy bad. You know, it's still in really, really good shape. You know, could use a polish. So what I figured, hey baby, hey. What I figured, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use an orbital sander that we ended up picking up just to kind of blend this a little bit and clean this up. And I'm gonna get the car vinyl wrapped. So this video will include me messing around trying to blend a few things. I have some epoxy in a small little hole in the back of the bumper filling, waiting for that to cure so I can sand it and smooth it out. And then tomorrow I'll be taking the car for her first vinyl wrap. Now I'm not going crazy. Again, to do a proper paint job on a car like this, I really want to pull the motor, pull the trans, rip out the interior, clean out any other rust that's not there that I don't see, you know, truly clean the car and restore it back to its beauty. But you know, between shows and trying to make more power and maybe even going racing, at this time I can't. So what I'm gonna be doing, for the time being, I'm gonna have her vinyl wrapped just to get us through the year. And in the winter time later on, kicking off in December, I'm gonna take her apart, get her properly painted and everything and get her sorted. For the color, you guys are gonna have to guess which color that I'm getting her vinyl wrap. That's gonna be, put it in the comments below. What color do you think I should do, or what color do you think I'm gonna get? Knowing the colors of cars that I've had and what I'm doing, I'm pretty sure 2 and 2 can be put together, and you guys can figure out what colors I'm gonna go with. But again, putting this car together, getting her ready for Saturday, getting ready for the long trip, and I really wanna make her beautiful. So she's gonna get completely vinyl wrapped all over and looking fresh and pretty. We're gonna drive out there with mine. Stav's gonna trailer his with the truck, and that's it, guys. We're still at 754 wheel, roughly, on the 85 on the car. We still haven't installed the surge tank to go over to the performance stuff. So still have the radium surge tank and the big injectors. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drive out there as is. You know, a lot of the new lines that we had installed on the car and had made, we're gonna make sure that nothing leaks, no issues. We'll come back, incorporate the surge tank in the car, and then hopefully when Turbo Joe gets a chance, he can make some time for us on the dyno. He's got to wire up a few things and change a few things that I wanted in the engine bay, and then wire up the new surge tank, and then we can go for more power. Now, for those of you guys asking, and we did a Q&A on Instagram, you guys are asking how much power is it making, how much power am I aiming for? The motor is fully built, but it still has stock cams. Still have the stock trans and stock rear diff and stock axles. So obviously I can't make big power and for it holding so long, but at 754 wheel, I'll be happy. 850, 900 wheel, consistent power. You know, last time we ran out of fuel pump on the dyno with Turbo Joe at 750. So if I can have fuel that supports 9, about 850, 900, then we'll start looking into driveline upgrades, rear diff, because I do eventually want to start racing this in the quarter mile. I still want to race this in the half mile. Half mile is probably going to be the first thing that I do with this car. I'd like to see how fast we can go. I think there was a B5 S4 in Arizona that went 165 and change, almost 170, which was pretty cool. So I'd like to, you know, if I can, with the power that we're making and the, you know, running Haltech Elite 2500, I'd like to see if we can hit 170, 180, 190. As you guys remember, we hit 175 or 168 first time up in the half mile in the RS3, and that was making 700 wheel. And then with a little bit more tweaks, the integrated engineering carbon box, our throttle body inlet, some more tweaks from IROS and custom code, we ended up going 175. And then finally, on a full kill pass, we ended up going 178 in the half mile, and we still hold the we still hold the record for a stock block RS3 in the half mile, and that's pretty cool. If you guys are also wondering where the RS3 is, and again, I'm sorry for the wreck, for the mess, guys, everything's everywhere. The RS3 is off into Vegas land. She got sent off to get a full build, well, bottom end build, but that'd be a separate video altogether, guys, and I'm gonna get into details. It's a lot of content we're gonna be having. We're gonna finish up this video with tomorrow's wrap. Hopefully at the end of this video, you'll see it wrapped and how it's looking and so on and so forth, and what we're getting ready to go with to Summerfest in terms of the condition of the car. And then we'll be filming, and then of course you'll see us at 034 Motorsports' Summerfest this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna throw the car on their dyno. You know, we are driving mine up there, and we're gonna be throwing it a lot of 91 in the car, so I don't know if it'll be full 85 while we're up there, and plus I'm driving it. I don't know if it's a smart idea to throw on the dyno, but we'll see. I know Stav's not, because he's stock block, so there's no point in him going on the dyno to see what his car makes, only because it's a stock block VR. What else, guys? That's it. Stav ended up picking, look at the baby. Stav ended up picking an orbital sander up, a little jitterbug, some sanded discs. I have to blend a lot of this little paint up. I'm gonna be covering up the bay to make sure dust doesn't fly everywhere, and then I'll get the dogs out of here so they don't breathe that and then crack open the door. But yeah, we'll get this car ready, guys. Hopefully you guys see her tomorrow. We'll do a little time lapse, the shop that we chose to work with. Again, we just needed a basic wrap just to refresh the outside of the car to make it look a little bit better and presentable, and then we can move forward. So guys, without further ado, this is Summerfest prep for my Widebody VR6 car, and let's kick it off. All right, guys, so I'm pretty much done sanding what I can, cleaned up everything, any chips or anything like that as best of my ability. Obviously, I'm not a professional body guy, and we're gonna take it tomorrow to get wrapped. So let's see what happens, and you guys see some time-lapse footage of the car getting wrapped. This is my Rust Bucket VR6 B5 S4 getting wrapped. Let's see what happens. Straight ahead.
Imagine your car's still not done.
No, it's done. It's done. Don't wish that. That evil on me. That's the truck that they were peeling. Oh no. Wow. Wheels are dirty, but
You said you wrapped it. It's still silver.
that looks nice. You can see where the fender's bent, so there's nothing we could do about that, but that looks cool. That looks so cool. He wrapped his silver car silver. That's awesome. Look at that, guys. I'm gonna try to replace the glass tonight. We have extra spare windows, some other B5s, because that tint is all nasty, but oh, that's cool. Completely refreshed the entire car. Look at that. That's cool. So fucking cool. These guys do great work.
So what's the color you know? It's like the plastic on top of the wrap, so you can leave it silver.
This is the what?
What?
This is the what?
What?
Plastic dip on top of the wrap, you said? I'll mess you up, man. This is awesome. All right, so the B5 is wrapped. It's not perfect, obviously, because the canvas is not perfect, but this is great. These guys did an amazing job. Really refreshed the entire car. That's cool. That looks beautiful. All right, I'm gonna pick her up, get her up, get back to the house, and we're getting ready for 034's trip tomorrow. Right? See. This looks great. This is awesome. Son, but guys, we haven't gone anywhere. As you guys see, I'm driving the car now to put some more miles on it. We just got back from 034's Summerfest. Car did absolutely great in the drive. No complaints whatsoever. The only thing that kind of sucked was having to run 91. We weren't able to carry, or at least find enough fuel along the route to make it even reasonable. I didn't want to pull over every 150 miles to put the 85 in the tank. So I ended up, luckily with Haltech, with the Elite 2500, the tuner tuned in dual maps. So it's full flex. So I can put in 91, I can put in 85, and the car's gonna kind of figure out its thing. The problem is that the boost settings are not I don't have a switch, I don't have a knob that turns anything up. The tuner really wanted everything to be ethanol based or fuel based. So if I had really shit fuel, I couldn't turn up the boost and potentially hurt the car. So he did it where the car would automatically detect how much ethanol was in the car, and then we would move forward in terms of how much power it would make. So she's still on 91. If you guys remember from our dyno video, I think we made 440, 450 wheel on 91, not much. So driving up there, the first 100 miles was pretty nice because I was able to do some nice pulls and go along the canyon roads on the way up. But after that first 91 octane fill up, the car just kind of didn't fall flat on its face. It still boogies. As you can hear, it still sounds great, but it obviously wasn't the same as making 700 plus wheel versus 450 wheel. So the car definitely was and still is a lot slower. So I'm actually going out to top off on the 85. I think about a half a tank now. I don't know. I gotta check my ethanol content on the dash. That's part of the reason why I'm making this video, is to update you guys on the wide body, where we're at, what needs to be done. Halfway driving up there, the dashboard fell out of cal, so the speedo went out of whack. The RPM is on point, but the ethanol content is off, so I don't know if there was a switch that I hit or something that I did that was wrong, or maybe when I disconnected the battery I didn't do something right. Something I must have screwed up. So on top of going back to the dyno and going back to the tuner to wire in the new surge tank that we're going to put in and go for more power and go for more fuel, he's going to have to do all his cal stuff, so this way the car is drivable, so I can see what speed I'm going. Also, it has a gear indicator to let you know what gear you're in. I don't think I need this. You put this on the dashboard, I know what gear I'm in. I don't know if we can remove that because it's a giant number and it keeps bouncing around. It's actually not that accurate. So I'm actually thinking about having him, I don't know, change up the configuration on the digital cluster if we can. I think we can. Being that it's all digital, it should be a way that I could change this. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll see. But guys, this is just a video updating you guys.
Release the Kraken.